Yes, ma'am.
We had done this chapter, half of it, and we were halfway through. So let's continue and move ahead. We had gone through the court system in the civil structure, and the court system in the criminal structure,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Okay. So we were going through this. We had to go through this. This was left. Let's continue. Right. The county court. What is the county court? What is a county court? Please start reading from here.
County courts have civil jurisdiction only, but deal with almost every kind of civil case. The practical importance of county court is that they deal with the majority of the UK civil legislation. The county court is involved in the following matters: contract and tort, except defamation of character claims, equitable matters concerning trust, mortgages, and partnership dissolution, disputes concerning land, undefended matrimonial cases, probate matters, miscellaneous matters such as those under consumer law, some bankruptcy, company winding up, and admiralty cases.
Right. So now the county court, it falls under which level in the civil court structure? Is it the first court we approach to? Is it the second court? Is it the third court?
I guess it's because it's just the miscellaneous. After the county court, they decide where to take the court next. Somewhere
It
above.
falls, it comes in the second level. Okay. Magistrate court is the first court any person would approach to in case of any kind of problem he's facing. The first time he's facing any problem, he has any grievances, he's going to knock the door of magistrate court. Next, when he goes to the magistrate court, the court might say that, okay, this case is not appropriate for us to solve. You better go to the county court. So the case, it depends upon the case, and seeing the case, they will be referred to the county court or crown court or high court or court of appeal or supreme court. And then they would go as their case takes them, wherever their case takes them. Okay. So the county court, as we had studied, hears claims in contract and tort. What is contract and what is tort? Contract, any kind of contract. It can be a commercial contract, it can be an official contract, it can be a marriage contract. Any contract, and you have any grievance related to it, you can go to the county court. And tort. Now, what is tort? We did not understand this in our last class, so we will be getting to know about it. What tort is shortly. So let's read the county court in detail. That what it says. County court have civil jurisdiction only. Point number one. Point number one. County court has civil jurisdiction only. It's not criminal, it does not fall under criminal, it falls under civil. But deal with almost every kind of civil case. Point to be noted. When it falls under civil jurisdiction, any and every civil case can be sorted out in the county court. Any and every kind of civil case, that means whether it's marriage related, whether it's family related, whether it's traffic rules related, unless it is not a crime, until it is not a crime, it can be heard in the county court. Clear?
Yes.
The practical importance of the county courts is that they deal with the majority of the UK civil litigation. So this is the second point. First, civil jurisdiction only, no criminal cases are heard in the county court. And second, every kind of civil case, almost every kind of civil case is heard in the county court. Now, the cases can relate to contract, tort. It can relate to equitable matters concerning trusts, mortgages, and partnership dissolution. Equitable matters means what? What do you understand by the examples they are stating over here?
It's something related to equity, like trust, mortgages, partnership, dissolution. I know the terms trust, mortgages, partnership, dissolution, but equitable matters means whatever we have been decided amongst us. Like sometimes we just, for example, I got enrolled in your academy, but obviously I don't have any proof that your academy exists, or I have not seen any contract or anything like that. But of course, I trust my teachers, my academy. So maybe that's something equitable matters.
Ali Hassan.
Yes, ma'am. I believe the same. The case is related to the properties mainly, or the things like that.
Yes.
Like which financial aspects are included.
Cases related with properties. That's what you said.
And finances, yes.
What is a trust? Now, this trust is not the trust, Kinza, you're talking about, that you trust your teacher, you trust your academy. Okay. Trust is a body, okay, body of members, elected or selected by, depends upon the policy. They are elected members, a body of elected members, or a body of selected members. What they do, their job is to make sure that the organization is running in good terms. Okay, the organization is running in good terms. That is what a trust do, or that is what a trust does. Okay, they take care of the organization. They make sure that the finance is going in the right place, being invested in the right place. They make sure the policies are being followed and remain intact. For example, ISAR Foundation is an organization. Okay, lately the chairman of ISAR Foundation passed away. So now who is running the organization? It's a body of members. It's a trust.
Yeah.
And that trust was created by the chairman himself. He had appointed the members of that trust, and he said that, okay, these are the members, and they will make sure that this organization runs smoothly, following the mission and the vision of this organization as it was set when it was first made or first founded. Okay, so that's what a trust is. But now, what cases can arise? There might be a conflict between two members of the trust. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
There might be a conflict between what decisions trust is taking, might not be in the good faith of the organization. Yes or no? It can happen. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
It might even be possible that this trust is making some new set of policies which is harming the mission of the organization, or which is against the mission and policies of the organization. Is it possible?
Yes.
Yes.
Then what can be done? What can be done? Then there is a whoever is having problem, or whoever thinks that this is the trust is taking wrong decisions and the trust is not doing nice with the organization, or maybe they have become corrupt, maybe they are just sitting and using the finance for their personal use, for their self-interest, then what can be done? People can go to the court. Which court will they go to? County court. County court. That's where the problems will be dealt with. Only the case should be that the case should not be a criminal case. Then only the county court will listen to the problem, will address to it. Next, what is a mortgage? What is a mortgage?
When we're buying the property and we are not paying cash, so we apply a mortgage from the bank, and the bank will give us loan, and then later we can buy rent, or buy anything, we can just pay back in later.
Right, Kinza. Ali Hassan, any input?
Yes, ma'am. Almost the same idea. When you can't afford to buy purchase any asset, and you take loan from the financial institutes, and they charge you some interest on that loan, and that loan is paid back in the frequent interval of time, and that is called mortgage interest.
Okay, there's a difference between loan and a mortgage. You guys are using this term loan in the term to explain the term mortgage. These two are different
Mortgage,
things.
mortgage is also set for the things which are like like given as a surety that they will pay back. That is
Ma'am,
also
mortgage is for homes, I guess, only
Mortgage
for
को
properties.
उर्दू में क्या बोलते हैं mortgage को?
कोई अमानत रखवाना एक चीज होती है और एक जो लोन के अगेंस्ट होती है,
Right.
ये अमानत रखवाने वाली चीज।
गिरवी रखवा देना किसी
गिरवी
चीज को।
रखवाना जो सोना या प्रॉपर्टीज घर के होते हैं वो हम जो रखवाते हैं।
Right.
That's
So
all.
basically, what's the scene over here? The scene is that you need to buy a house as an individual, or you need to buy a machinery or an equipment as an organization, as a factory, and you don't have that big investment that you need to buy that particular house or that particular machine or equipment. You don't have that money, no money. So what do, you go to the bank and you say, bank, I don't want any money from you. Okay, I don't want any money from you. I need this particular equipment, or I need this particular big house. Okay, or I need this vehicle, but it's too expensive for me. I can't buy it. I can't buy it. So can you buy this for me? Bank says, okay, I'm here for your service. I will buy it for you. No issues. But then how much will you pay me every month for this house? So the person says, or you say that, yes, I can pay 10,000 per month, or I can pay 15,000 per month. Whatever contract you and the bank makes for themselves with mutual understanding, and the bank agrees to it that, okay, I will buy this house for you. Now this house is in the name of bank. This house is the property of the bank, and you have been given this house to have it, to use it, to live in it as a mortgage and keep paying the mortgage payments. Now this mortgage payments can be for over 50 years. Like every month you have to pay 10,000 for 50 years, or you have to pay 20,000 every month for next 30 years. So mortgage is usually a long-term contract because the investment is heavy, it's huge. So and you don't have enough money. So bank makes it easier for you to use that thing for your business, for your living, for anything else, and it's has a contract with you. It gets into a contract with you so that both of you can create a win-win situation. Bank is getting what it requires with interest, the mortgage payments, and you are getting what you need in very minimal price. Like every month you just have to pay this minimal amount, and that's it. You are enjoying a big investment, house or equipment, or maybe a car, right? So this is a mortgage. Now there is a difference between mortgage and a lease. What's the difference between mortgage and a lease? कहते हैं ना लीज पे गाड़ी ली है, लीज पे लिया है घर, क्या फर्क है दोनों में?
I think lease ends in a short time of period, and mortgage it goes on for like a lot of years.
Yes, Kenza. Yes, that is it. Lease is for a short period of time, like जैसे usually vehicles lease पे लिए जाते हैं, right? Mortgage is for longer period of time. Moreover, lease में एक और condition ये भी आ जाती है that it's your choice. You can either take the property on your own name, or you can let it be in the name of the bank. It's up to you. Like for example, you want car, okay, and you want maybe city or civic, and you are buying it through bank, okay. When you're buying it through bank, you're making or getting into a lease contract. Now in that lease contract, what is happening? In the contract itself, the bank will state कि once आपकी सारी lease payments completed हैं, paid off हैं, this car will become yours or you will become the owner of this car. Clear? But there is an option. It might happen that you say, no, I don't want to be the owner. You stay the owner. I just want to use this car for like 4 years and lease payment 5 years का है, तो 4 साल बाद मैं गाड़ी बदल लूंगा. मेरा दिल भर जाता है, मैं every 4 years गाड़ी बदल लूंगा. So I don't need to get into this, property thing कि भाई ये मेरे नाम पे पहले मैं करवाऊं, फिर मैं बेचूं, फिर मतलब there's a lot of legality, lot of paperwork. So just to avoid that much of paperwork and the tax related issues, what they do, what people can do, they can say, okay, bank, this is your car, we are enjoying it for 4 years, we'll be paying you some payment to use it, that's good enough. And then once 4 years are done or once 5 years is done, we are going to sell it, or you sell it to whoever you feel like. We are not concerned. एक दफा हमारा लीज का सब कंप्लीट हो जाएगा, हमें ये नहीं चाहिए, आप रखो, आप बेच दो आगे तक जाके जो मर्जी है. This might happen as well. There is an option. Okay, moving ahead. Partnership dissolution. What is partnership dissolution?
Ending of partnership in the business.
Ending of
And we
partnership
have
in a
some
business.
disputes. Yeah, and when we have some disputes, we're not agreeing on something, some specific things. So then we need to end it.
Right. So dissolution can be any dispute that is happening in terms of when partnership breaks up, or when there is a breakup, when there's a divorce, there can be a dispute. So same way when partners break up from an organization or from business setting, there might be a dispute. So to solve such matters, who is available? Kinza, who is available to solve such
County
matters?
court.
County court. Ali, who is available?
Yes, ma'am.
Who is available to solve such matters like trust conflicts, mortgages issues and dissolution issues, partnership dissolution issues?
Unless there is no criminal activity includes, it's always county court.
Exactly. Now, disputes concerning land property matters, undefended matrimonial cases, probate matters. What are probate matters?
No idea.
I don't know.
No idea.
Probate matters are basically ऐसे मामलात जिसमें national level के मामलात included हैं. Like for example, it's a civil matter, it's not a criminal matter, but it involves the country or the government. So that can be a probate matter. Okay. Next, miscellaneous matters. Miscellaneous matters such as
Ma'am?
those under consumer law. Yes.
Like defamation of any national personality, president, or
Yes. Yes.
would that be included in probate?
Yes. Until it's not crime, it's not criminal activity, any civil matter which involves or which has the name of the state can be considered as probate matter. Next,
Okay.
some bankruptcy. Some bankruptcy company winding up and admiralty cases. Bankruptcy, what is bankruptcy?
When any organization, any person is unable to pay its debts.
Exactly.
So
when you
that
run
is
out of money, you run short of money, you are bankrupt. Company winding up, companies winding up, one simple. Admiralty
closure
cases,
no idea.
again,
When there's some issues with the admin.
admiralty cases can be again, some famous personalities. Okay, and there is some civil case related to them. Like for example, we can say that, like in probate matters, state has confiscated some land. Okay, some land, without knowing that this land is belonging to a person, to a citizen of the country. So that particular citizen might file a case in the court. He will say that they are confiscating my land without any reason, without telling me, and I'm the owner of the land. So why has the government not taken any action to tell me, to inform me, maybe purchase that land from me. Why are you confiscating from me? That's a probate matter. Now, admiralty case, there could be any celebrity who is involved in such kind of civil case, and some person sues him. This can fall under admiralty case, right? So all of these are the examples of cases that can go to the county court and will be addressed only in the county court unless there is no criminal activity involved. Then appeals. From the county court, please read, Adi.
Okay, ma'am. From the county court, there is a right appeal direct to the civil division of the court of appeal for some cases. In most other cases, an appeal goes to the relevant division of the high court.
What are they saying?
Let me elaborate. There is a right appeal direct to the cell division. Like some cases are transferred to the cell division, and if not, then it is transferred to the high court division.
Okay, for example, a person goes to the county court and he claims for some grievance, and the court hears the case. Once the court hears the case, they give a judgment. Now the judgment, the person, who is the person who is filing the case against the court? Who is he known as? Kinza?
Pardon?
Who is that person called who
Claimant,
files a
ma'am?
case against someone? Yes, exactly.
Claimant, yeah.
So the claimant is not satisfied with the result, with the judgment. What can he do? He can appeal in the court of appeal. Which division? Civil division. Why? Because county court only hears the civil cases.
Okay.
Next, in most other cases, an appeal goes to relevant division of high court. It might happen that instead the claimant goes to the court of appeal, he might directly approach the high court.
Okay.
It's up to him.
Break the
The
chain.
choice is on. Is okay. Next,
Okay.
personnel. Who are the personnel in county court? Personnel means what?
The running staff.
The staff, the running staff, the employees, personnel. So the personnel consists of circuit judges assisted by district judges. Okay.
Okay.
Next, Civil Procedure Act. Civil Procedure Rules Act 1998. What is this Rules Act, Kinza?
The Civil Procedure Rule Act 1998, TSO 1998, encourages parties to consider alternative methods of dispute resolution and to avoid expensive litigation, resolving cases quickly and without unnecessary confrontation. Early settlement of dispute is encouraged during proceedings. The court has the power to control every aspect of the litigation process, shifting responsibility away from the litigants and their advisors. The court is intended to be a place of last rather than first resort. There are two principal areas in which the civil procedure rules are relevant. These are tracking and case management.
Tracking and case management are the two principal areas in which the civil procedure rules are relevant. Can you tell me the meaning of litigation? What do you understand by this word litigation?
The whole procedure, whatever is happening after appealing and everything.
The process of taking legal action.
Mm-hmm.
The
Legal
process
action.
of taking legal action is called litigation. Now, what is it saying? What is this rule saying? The Civil Procedures Rule Act 1998 encourages parties to consider alternative methods of dispute resolution. क्या कहना चाह रहे हैं?
Because before going to the court, they can just talk to each other, decide on their own, because when as soon as they'll be going to the court, it's going to be very expensive. All the legal process is going to take a lot of time, and the court is also not very the courts are also very busy, so they don't even have a lot of time for such issues. So they always recommend us to first just try it on our own, and then later we can use the court if needed.
Exactly. Anything to be added, Ali?
No, ma'am. She has given the sufficient. I suggest like it is recommended to like do settlement on their own and avoid unnecessary time wasting of
Yes.
court.
Unnecessary time, unnecessary expense,
Makes sense.
unnecessary legalities, the litigation procedure.
Formalities.
Also, if you are a well-known company, you have spent good amount of years, can be 10 years, can be 15 years in the market,
Yes.
struggling and trying to make your brand name. And suddenly one case comes up and the entire media is following you and the entire media is calling out your name, calling you whatnot, right? So what kind of image is being built up on the media or through the media? So your brand is getting affected, which is another big loss for the company, right? So no good company wants to come on the media highlight or on the spotlight so that their case gets, too much of hype, public hype, or is, they have to go through all of this. Not only expense, not only wasting time, but also a loss of brand, their brand name. All right, so there are two principal areas in which the civil procedure rules are relevant. These are tracking and case management. What is this tracking and case management? Let's see. Yes, Ali, please read.
Okay. After defense has been filed, the case will be allocated to one of the three tracks: the small claim track, the fast track, and the multi track. The small tracks deals with the low volume claim, typically less than 10,000. The fast track is for the medium value claim, typically in between 10 to 25,000 dollars and pounds,
Pounds.
pounds, or rather pounds. And the multi track is for high value claims, typically over 25,000 pounds.
Right. So there are three pathways. आपने case file किया, now you have three options. Either your case will be put on the small track, claims track, either fast track or multi track. Now the range is given, so you have a good idea that what are the ranges. Like if your case is worth less than GBP 10,000, then you would be given your small claims track. If your case claims between 10,000 to 25,000 pounds, then you would be put on the fast track. Whereas if your claim ranges above or over 25,000 pounds, then you will be put on to the multi track, right? So these are the three tracks of the court. The more complex multi-track cases are heard by the High Court. So the small and the fast track are heard in the county courts. So I hope county court is clear.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Now case management. What is this case management? This is the second principle. Kinzari.
After allocation, the court will give directions setting out the procedures to be followed in bringing multi-track cases to trial. These will be an initial case management conference to encourage parties to settle the dispute or to consider alternative dispute resolutions, such as mediation or arbitration. Features of the procedure includes the following: published pre-action protocols for particular type of claims, such as personal injury and professional negligence claims, which entail settings out the claim to the defendant in an attempt to negotiate a settlement. The emphasis is placed on cooperation to identify the main issue. Failure to cooperate may lead to cost penalties, regardless of eventual outcome of the case. A strict timetable of exchange of evidence is set by the court, including witness statements and relevant documents. cost penalties of failing to meet an deadline or date set by the court.
Right. So what are they saying? क्या समझ आ रही है? Ali, what do you understand by this entire thing?
Yes, ma'am. It is saying that in the early stage, the case is managed by like given the you can say preliminary instructions that these are the choices to solve your case by yourself before appearing in front of the High Court. Then that is like recommended, and the defendant can negotiate as well, regardless of the out penalties and other stuff.
Right. So the first thing is that first they are going to keep a case management conference. In this case management conference, they will be calling the parties who have filed the case, and they will be discussing, they will be calling the defendant as well. They will ask them that, see, if you really want to go into this court case, you want the court to, hear your case and all, it's going to take a lot of time, it's going to be very costly, and it's also going to take a lot of legal procedures. You might even go through some media spotlight or something like that. So it's better we recommend you that you please go and solve your matter outside the court. And how can it be solved? There are smaller bodies that can help you solve your case, which is known as mediation or arbitration. Okay, they are a small body, not court, but lesser than a court. And what they do, they give you this service to help you resolve your conflict outside the court. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now,
mediation is sularami, but arbitration, I didn't get that word.
it's the same thing. It's the same thing it's a different word with the same meaning.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Now the procedure or the features of this mediation is, or this mediation process, or you can say the case management conference. Published pre-action protocols for particular types of claims such as personal injury, professional negligence. Like what are they saying? They are saying that ठीक है, case management conference बुलाई, मामला सामने रखे, पार्टी ने कहा कि नहीं हमें तो कोर्ट में ही केस सॉल्व करना है. कोर्ट में केस सॉल्व करना है तो फिर they need to take some pre-action protocols. Pre-action protocols mean they have to see that what kind of claim is being put. If it's a personal injury or it's a professional negligence claim or something else, then they have to see that what negotiation, what settlement can be concluded on to come, or what kind of settlement they want. The claimant has filed the case and what kind of justice he wants.
Okay.
What justice he wants, what negotiation is he expecting, and what defendant is ready to do for him. Okay, if any penalties or any other thing which he wants to settle outside the court, it all depends. Because what is this basically? ये एक मौका है, ये मौका क्लेमेंट के लिए भी है और ये मौका डिफेंडेंट के लिए भी है कि दोनों आपस में सुलह रहमी बाहर ही कर लो, मामला तय करो. Now what is happening? For example, Kinza has filed case on me, on the academy. Okay, so Kinza is a claimant and she says that मेरा कोर्स नहीं खत्म हुआ या टाइम पे नहीं हुआ and they are not refunding me the payment also. She can say whatever. Okay, अब कोर्ट बोलेगा अच्छा ठीक है आ जाओ, किंजा को भी बुलाया, एकेडमी को भी बुलाया. अब दोनों में बातचीत हो रही है कि भाई तुम लोग बाहर सुलह कर लो. किंजा कह रही है नहीं मुझे तो कोर्ट केस चाहिए ही चाहिए. Now it's upon the academy or it's upon the defendant that what offer is it giving to the claimant कि वो तैयार हो जाए outside the court मामला हल करने के लिए. ऑफर तो डिफेंडेंट को ही देना पड़ेगा ना, क्योंकि उसके ऊपर इल्जाम लग रहा है. तो वो ही अपने आप को बचाने के लिए या वो इसको मामले को खत्म करने के लिए कोई ऐसी बात, कोई ऐसी ऑफर, कोई ऐसी चीज के जिससे क्लेमेंट मान जाए कि हाँ ठीक है, क्योंकि कोर्ट का दरवाजा तो खटखटा चुके हैं. क्योंकि उसने अपना क्या यूज किया, he is using his power. The claimant is using his power, his right to knock the door of the court, what he has done. But this is an opportunity, or this is a last chance for the defendant to solve the matter outside the court. So it depends upon the defendant that what offer he wants to give to the claimant, how attractive the offer is. It might happen the academy might say that, okay, Kinza, you need refund. We are ready to give you the refund. Okay, just take your case back. We are ready to give you refund. Even we can give you a compensation course for you. Okay, like no need to pay for it. Anything which will be attractive for the claimant, then only he would be ready to negotiate a settlement outside the court. Moreover, strict timetable for exchange of evidence is set by the court. Now, this is the second feature. Like, if in case they don't settle outside the court and the court has to hear the case, then what next? Next thing is timetable will be issued that, okay, you bring your evidences, this is the timetable, by this day, by this date, your evidences must be submitted to the court. And then finally, the cost penalties for failing to meet any deadline or date set by the court. Right? So is this entire procedure comprehensible? Right? ये पूरा केस मैनेजमेंट का पार्ट समझ आया कि क्या चल रहा है?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
That's great. Ali, are you with me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. The Crown Court, County Court का मामला खाता खत्म. Crown Court पे हम जा रहे हैं. What is Crown Court? Kinza, read.
The Crown Court is a single court, but it sits in 92 different towns and cities, and also at the Central Criminal Court, the Old Bailey in London. It deals with the following matters: indictable offences with a jury, appeals from majestic courts, committals for sentencing for majestic courts. The Crown Court deals with a few types of civil cases. For example, appeals from the majestic courts on matters of affiliation, betting, gaming, and licensing.
Right. So what do you understand?
That Crown Court is deals in different towns and cities, a lot of towns and cities, and it also is also present in the Central Criminal Court.
Right.
It deals with three matters. One is when people are appealing from majestic courts, whatever appeals are coming, they deals in Crown Court. Indictable offences with a jury.
Offenses.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And committal for sign.
Okay, next.
The others, I don't know. Committal for sentence. Whatever majestic courts have been has decided, now the Crown Courts will do the sentencing on it.
The Crown Court deals with a few types of civil case. What does this mean, or what is this indicating?
That mainly the civil cases are going to the other courts, and if there is a use, only then Crown Court will deal with that.
Mainly the criminal cases.
Right. Indictable cases are criminal cases. Okay, and they when it comes to criminal cases, the terminologies change. Okay, like in civil cases, we have a claimant and we have a defendant. Right?
Right.
For criminal cases, we have a prosecutor and who will be called, the other side would be called the prosecution. Okay. Now, what is this indictable offense? Indictable offense is a crime, and a crime means it's something severe or is something big, nothing small. When you call something or call any incident a crime, it only means that it is unacceptable by the society. It's not acceptable at all. Now, indictable offenses, crime cases are heard by jury. Jury means what?
Court.
Judges, a number of judges
set of
sitting.
judges.
Appeals from magistrate court. If anybody is appealing from magistrate court, then that can be heard in the Crown Court. And thirdly, committals for sentencing from magistrate's court. Sentencing. Sentencing means that maybe
Imprisonment.
the person has done something severe and he needs long term imprisonment or might be a death penalty. Okay. So these three types of cases can be heard in the Crown Court. Moreover, it is said that Crown Court is situated in more than one city and more than in many towns, and it is also situated in the Central Criminal Court. It hears few types of civil cases like appeals from magistrate court on the matters of affiliation, betting, gaming, licensing. These are the few of the civil cases which might fall under small crime. Okay.
How can a gaming be a crime?
Good question.
Betting.
What do you think? What do you think? How can you
Like, ma'am,
commit a crime through game?
cricket, if we talk about cricket, then obviously there are many crimes in it.
Like street racing
Street race?
or anything else?
All right. Kinsa is quite close. Like you have a game fixing. That's a crime in a game in a sport. Okay. Okay. Any other thing? There are so many other possibilities of committing a crime through games. You might have heard or not, I don't know. कि कुछ games ऐसे बनाए जाते हैं कि they kind of tend to hypnotize you. And when you get hypnotized, you start doing what the instructions are being given through the game. So there are such kind of activities which we are completely unaware of that may happen or that are happening in the world currently through games.
Okay.
Okay. Next, appeals. Ali, please read.
From the Crown Court, there are right appeal on criminal matters to the Criminal Division of the Court of Appeal. An appeal, by the way, case stated on a point of law may be made to the Divisional Court of the Queen Bench Division in the High Court.
So what are they saying? The cases which are heard in the Crown Court and the prosecution or the prosecutor is not satisfied with the judgment or with the things or with the solution given by the Crown Court, what can they do? They have the right to appeal. They appeal to which division? They appeal to the criminal division. To the criminal division of which court? Of Court of Appeal. Okay, so the appeals from the Crown Court is going where? Is going where, Kinza?
Court of Appeal to the Criminal Division.
Criminal Division of the Court of Appeal. And the appeals from the County Court are going where?
To the Crown Court.
From the County Court.
From the County Division of the Bench of Appeal. Civil Division of Count of Appeal.
Right, so from the County Court, it's going to the Court of Appeal again, but Civil Division. Okay? So see how you are connecting so that you can remember. Okay, this is how we are connecting. County Court से कहाँ जाएगा? Civil Division Court of Appeal. Crown Court से कहाँ जाएगा? Criminal Division of Court of Appeal.
All start with the C. That's why it's confusing a bit.
Okay.
I got it right. Okay. Thank you.
Personnel. Who is the personnel at the Crown Court?
Staff. High Court judges, circuit judges, and recorders.
Yes. So High Court judges, circuit judges, and recorders. Now we are coming on to the next court, High Court. High Court has three divisions. Number 1, Queen's Bench Division. Number 2, Chancery Division. Number 3, Family Division. Now the very easiest of these three is Family Division. That means all the cases related to the family matters, like the divorce cases, maybe child custody cases, maybe property cases, like बाप मर गया है और बच्चों में जायदाद divide होनी है and there's a dispute over there. So that all will be heard where? Under the Family Division of the High Court. Now, where are we going to, or what type of cases would be heard in the Queen's Bench Division? Ali, read.
The Queen Bench division deals mainly with the common law matters such as action based on a contract or tort, some appeals from the county court, appeals by the way of the case stated from the magistrate's court, and some appeal from the crown court.
Yes. So let's note it down. Actions based on contract or tort. Now, what is tort? Tort is negligence.
Negligence of care
Okay.
of an
Now, due to this negligence, क्या हो रहा है? Negligence की वजह से जान का नुकसान हो रहा है, माल का नहीं, जान का नुकसान हो रहा है. It is possible that maybe because of your negligence, you are a driver and you were drunk and you were driving and you hit somebody. Okay, so it's not a crime. Why it's not a crime? Because you didn't have that intention to kill that person. It was an accident. It was negligence because you were not alert during your duty hours, during your driving hours, your work hours. And because of that, this accident happened. Somebody got hurt. Right? So all such cases will fall under tort. Some appeals from the county court. Some appeals from county court will be heard in the Queen's Bench. Appeals by way of case stated from magistrate court. Some magistrate court appeal might come over here, and some appeals from the Crown Court. So all the other courts, all the appeals from other courts might come into the Queen's Bench division of High Court.
Okay.
Getting the point?
Yes.
What is circuit judges? Like link judges?
Circuit judges is just a name given to the judges because see, the UK system has a very different system. It's difficult for us to imagine. I will show you the picture as well. They have panel of judges, okay, and every panel is different for different types of cases. वहाँ पे ना इंसानियत नाम की कोई चीज है. ऐसा नहीं है ये कि बेचारा जज है, सारे केसेस सारे पूरी दुनिया के दुखड़े वही सुन रहे हैं. It's not this case, okay? So they have categorized like अच्छा अगर बहुत small cases आएंगे यानी कि छोटे level के complicated नहीं होंगे और उनकी amount उनकी जो value है claim भी है वो 25,000 pounds से कम होगा. So for them there is a different panel of judges to hear such cases. For fast track, there's a different panel of judges. For multi-track, there's a different panel of judges. So each panel is given a different name. There might some are called circuit, some is called jury, some is called the high court judges. So it all depends upon the role or the type of cases they are handling. Okay, so next it also has a supervisory role over inferior courts. Now, about which court are we talking about over here?
Majestic courts.
Supervisory role किसका है यहाँ पे?
We are talking about the crown.
We are talking about the
high courts. Yeah.
High Court, Queen's Bench. Okay.
Yeah.
Next, it is the largest of the three divisions. So these are the features of what? Queen's Bench. So in case you get a question कि Queen's Bench के क्या features हैं, what are the characteristics of which is the largest? So these details are for you to learn. These are the facts. Okay.
Okay.
It includes a separate Admiralty court to deal with shipping matters and commercial court which specializes in commercial cases. Now, Admiralty court is dealing with shipping matters. Shipping, that means it might be import export. Something is coming from outside the country, okay, through ocean, through seas. Whereas commercial court, which specializes in commercial court. Commercial, of course, commercial cases can be related to business, shops, trading, so on and so forth. The QBD sits in London and a small number of large cities in England and Wales. It may issue a writ of habeas corpus, which is an order to release of a person wrongfully detained, and also prerogative orders against inferior courts, tribunals, and other bodies such as local authorities. Now, it sounds confusing, it sounds complicated, but it's very easy. Just listen. Number one, हाई कोर्ट को क्या बोला गया है? उसके पास कौन सा रोल है? सुपरवाइजरी रोल. Yes or no? अली, कौन सा रोल है हाई कोर्ट के पास?
सुपरवाइजरी.
यानी कि वो सुपरवाइज करेगा किसको? किसको सुपरवाइज
Sub
करेगा?
Inferior courts, all the inferior courts.
Right. And what are the inferior courts? Name them.
Crown
Queen Bench.
court, majestic,
Magistrate court, crown court, and
magistrate, county court,
county court, and
Family division of court.
so these are the three main inferior courts जिसको supervise कौन कर रहा है? High court. The magistrate, just remember them in order. Magistrate is the first court you go to, or any person will go to. Second, county court. Next, crown court.
crown court.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now this high court is supervising the lower courts, which means it has one responsibility over the shoulders of high court. And what is that responsibility? To make sure that the magistrate court, county court, crown court, they are not taking wrong decisions. They are not punishing the innocent.
Yeah.
They are not penalizing the wrong people.
Or not taking the bribes.
Right. So wrongfully detained people would be released by whom? By
High
whom?
court.
High court. ये हाई कोर्ट की जिम्मेदारी है कि भाई अगर किसी को गलत तरीके से या गलत इल्जाम पे या इनोसेंट को सजा दी गई है तो हाई कोर्ट के पास इतनी अथॉरिटी है कि वो छोटे कोर्ट के फैसले को रद्द कर दे, नलिफाई कर दे एंड रिलीज द रॉन्ग पर्सन डिटेन्ड.
Okay.
बात समझ आ रही है तो बोलो यस.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Right. Now what is a prerogative order? Prerogative order किसे कहते हैं? किंजा पढ़िए.
Like,
A mandatory order requiring the court or other body to carry out a public duty. A prohibitory order preventing a court or tribunal from exceeding its jurisdiction. A squashing order ordering a court or tribunal which has taken actions to submit the record of its proceedings to the High Court for review.
क्या कहते हैं?
First is the mandatory order, which says that they will highlight it whatever the public duty was. The other is prohibitory order, preventing a court or tribunal from exceeding its jurisdiction.
All right. The first is mandatory order. Okay. अभी ये बात तो समझ आ गई है कि हाई कोर्ट के पास सुपरवाइजरी रोल है तो वो नलिफाई कर सकते हैं द कोर्ट्स डिसीजन व्हिच आर बीनीथ देम, राइट?
Yes.
okay.
So now how can they do it? How can the high court do it? By issuing prerogative orders.
Okay.
And what types of prerogative orders it can issue? Number one, mandatory order. It requires the court or other body to carry out a public duty. For example, the magistrate court is not doing its job. Possible? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am. It's not doing.
Yeah.
A person has come and that person may be, let's just take an example. The person who has come to the magistrate court is a worker at the house of the judge.
Oh,
Possible?
okay.
कि जज के खुद
Yes.
के घर में एक बंदी है जो काम करती है और उसको कोई ग्रीवेंस है अपने मालिक के खिलाफ, वो पहले कहाँ जाएगी? मैजिस्ट्रेट कोर्ट के पास. और इत्तेफाक से जिस मैजिस्ट्रेट कोर्ट पे वो जा रही है उस ब्रांच का जज भी उसी का मालिक है.
Okay.
Possible?
Yes, ma'am.
Possible. Now, what do you think that judge who's sitting in the magistrate court? देखो मैजिस्ट्रेट कोर्ट बहुत छोटे लेवल पे है, ठीक है, बहुत छोटा होता है, बहुत बड़ा नहीं होता. वहाँ मुश्किल से एक या दो जजेस होते हैं. दो जजेस दूर की बात है, एक ही जज बैठते हैं, ठीक है. वो एक तरह का आप समझ लो कि हर लोकेलिटी का मस्जिद है कि जहाँ पे जाके लोग जाके अपने एड्रेस करते हैं, अपने मामला सुनवाई होती है, जो होना चाहिए यहाँ पे, मगर unfortunately we don't have such kind of mosques that are addressing the locality issue. Every locality has its mosque, right or wrong? So it should be
Yes,
playing the
ma'am.
role of a center of your social center over there. Like people go there, the society, the locality people can go there and get their and they can address their issues. Somebody is there to listen, somebody is there to solve their problems, somebody is there to help them through their challenges facing in the locality, right? Now this judge
Right.
was sitting in the magistrate court. This lady comes in and this lady says कि मेरे मालिक मेरे साथ ज्यादती कर रहे हैं, मेरी सैलरी टाइम पे नहीं देते, for example. It's a very petty issue. She is not getting her salary on time. She wants it on every first of every month, but that particular person is giving her the salary on 15th or maybe 20th, delaying for no reason. So she has that grievance. She comes and knocks the door of the court. Now in that court the judge is the same as the defendant. Can he hear her case? Can he hear her case legally? Do you
No.
think?
Legally, yes.
Legally, yes, but the claimant is, the claimant is a party and she is claiming that the judge himself has,
Yeah.
offended her.
She would not prefer to discuss her matters with him, obviously.
She would say, she might ask him, the judge, that I need another person because I am coming here to claim against you, to file a case
That's
against
right.
you. So how can you listen to my case? It's not logical. It's not
Yeah.
fair. You will give a biased decision, of course.
That's
So
right.
now that magistrate judge, he is reluctant. He doesn't want to leave the post because he knows that उसकी image की बात है, उसकी reputation की बात है कि वो खुद एक judge है और वो अपने घर में ही अपनी मुलाजमा के साथ ज्यादती कर रहा है, उसे salary वक्त पे नहीं दे रहा. Like how embarrassing is that situation? Don't you
That's
think
right.
so? So
Yes, ma'am.
do you think he would be willing to help her out, or would he try to suppress her?
Suppress her.
Right? He
Yeah.
will not be cooperating enough with her to help her out. That's for sure. Now,
Yeah.
in this case, the High Court has a supervisory role, and if the High Court gets to know about this whole scenario, what it can do, it can give a mandatory order to that particular judge, to that particular magistrate judge, and can order the judge that you have to leave your position, your place for this case. And you
Yes,
better
ma'am.
do it because that's your duty to help the citizens of this place.
True.
So this is your mandatory order. Second, prohibitory order. What is a prohibitory order? Preventing a court or tribunal from exceeding its jurisdiction. Like, for example, can you tell me county court is responsible for which jurisdiction? Civil or criminal?
Civil. Civil.
Civil. Ali, civil or criminal? County court is responsible for which jurisdiction? Ali, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes.
County court is responsible for civil or criminal jurisdiction.
Yes, ma'am.
Civil, right?
Mm.
All right. And the county court, there is a case that comes to the county court which is of criminal nature. And county court becomes overconfident and says, yes, I want to take this case, fine, we can hear it. It's not that serious crime. We can give the decision for this case. So it takes up that case, which is falling under the nature or category of criminal jurisdiction. Do you think it will be allowed to do so?
Mm.
Do you think it will be
No.
allowed to do so? No.
It won't.
No.
It won't be.
Right. So now the High Court is going to give a prohibitory order that, okay, stop, that's your limit. Why you're crossing it? You shouldn't be taking that case. refer it to the Crown Court, refer it to the High Court. Why are you taking that case?
Okay, ma'am.
Next, quashing order. Ali, read. Ali, I can't hear you. Is your mic working? Hello, hello, Ali. Okay, Kinza, read.
A quashing order, hold on. A quashing order ordering a court or tribunal which has taken actions to submit the record of its proceedings to High Court for review. It's like whatever the magistrate court has done and the person, the defender, the claimant has reclaimed. So now High Court needs to review whatever the proceedings have been done before in that specific court. So this is a quashing order.
Exactly. That means High Court needs to review the case that has been heard or proceeded in another court.
Yeah.
And why it might happen because the claimant or the defendant is not satisfied, or maybe the High Court has heard that something has gone wrong while taking the decision, or they might have detained the, an innocent person.
Yeah.
Next. So here we are done with the Queen's Bench division. Queen's Bench division, the features, the things it can do, the orders it can give. I hope it's clear now.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Now, Chancery division. Ali, are you with me? Ali, have you gone to sleep?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm reconnected. There was a call. Yes, Chancery Division. Shall I read?
Yes, wait.
The division headed by the Lord Chancellors deal with traditional equity matters, trust mortgages, revenue matters, bankruptcy, disputed wills, and partnership and the company matters.
Yes.
This is the Chancery Division.
So the Chancery
Shall I go ahead?
No, the Chancery is dealing with trust, mortgages, revenue, bankruptcy, wills, administration of estates, partnership, and company matters. There's nothing to explain in this. There is a separate companies court within the division which deals with liquidations and other company proceedings, and a patents court established under the Patents Act 1977. So now separate companies court has been set up. Why?
Because there are some other miscellaneous things as well, like liquidations and proceedings, company proceedings and patent courts. So all these categories come under company court.
Exactly.
Because this is totally clearly linked up with the company's problem.
Exactly. Now you can realize that there are so many variety of cases and so many categories. So there is a need to divide them, to categorize them into different departments. So it becomes easier and faster for the cases to be heard and solved and move ahead in life. Makes life easier for people.
Exactly.
Okay. Next, family division. Family division, matrimonial cases, family property cases, proceedings relating to children, appeals from magistrate court, appeals from county court on family matters. That's what is important. Family division is dealing with all of this. Now, civil appeals from high court. Ali, read. Civil appeals from high court is going where?
Okay. Civil appeals from the High Court may be made to the Court of Appeals Civil Division or to the Supreme Court under what is known as leapfrog procedure. This is rarely used procedure. Criminal appeals are made direct to the Supreme Court where the case has reached the High Court on the appeal of the magistrate court or from the Crown Court.
So criminal cases will directly go to the Supreme Court, whereas civil cases might be heard in the Court of Appeal or to the Supreme Court.
Okay.
Personnel, who is the personnel for Queen's Bench?
And ma'am, if you're not satisfied with the High Court, then we'll go to the Supreme Court, right?
No.
Yes.
not in the criminal appeals, I guess.
No, same way in the criminal, if the High Court has given a decision and maybe the defendant has been proved guilty, the prosecution is proved guilty, then and he is not satisfied, he might appeal to the Supreme Court.
Okay.
All right. So the personnel is for the Queen's Bench Division, it is Lord Chief Justice. Family Division, it is President. And Chancery Division, it is the Lord Chancellor. It's just the names given to the different judges with the different roles. Okay. Kinza, Court of Appeal.
A court of first instance is the court where the case is originally heard in full. The appeal court is the court to which an appeal is made against the ruling or the sentence.
Yeah. The Court
They're
of
saying
Appeal.
that first, sorry, at first we'll be going or whatever the first where, like for example, if we have gone to the magistrate court, so that is the court of first instance. And if we are appealing, then it's an appealing court.
Right. If the appeal court finds in favor of the appellant, the original decision is reversed. Possible?
Yes.
Possible.
Decision is reversed. Point to be noted. Point to be noted that the decision is reversed and not the law. The law remains the same.
Because now, yeah, because now it's the decision is in the favor of the whoever of the claimant.
Yes, yes. This act is also known as overruling. Overruling the decision of the initial court or the lower court.
Yeah.
Okay, the rest is just a repetition. I would like you guys to just go through this yourself. The civil division,
It is like
appeals, personnel. Yes, Ali.
it is like the word used in the court. I have heard many times that someone asks that I want to say something, judge, and they say statement overruled means cancelled, right? Sort of.
Yes, that means we don't want to
Reversed.
hear you right now. But overruling over here, it means that the decision has been overruled.
Reversed.
The junior court has taken a decision in favor of the claimant, probably, and the high court is saying no, the claimant is not innocent, the claimant is
Not
guilty. So the decision has been overruled. All right, now
Okay.
the Supreme Court. See, we have this along the way, we have discussed a lot of things about Supreme Court as well. There are 12 judges, Justice of Supreme Court, it is known. It also includes president and a deputy president, okay? And it is the final appeal court. Final court where all the cases might end up. There is no other court or higher court than the Supreme Court. Is that clear?
In the law.
Yes,
Yep.
ma'am.
Apart from Supreme Court, there are two other courts. Number one, European Convention on Human Rights. You'll be reading, wait. The European Court of Human Rights, ECHR, and the European Court of Justice, ECJ. So apart from Supreme Court, there are two other courts, but these courts belong to the entire Europe as a continent. And it is also, it hears the cases about human rights. Wherever human rights are being suppressed, anyone can go to the European court and file their case over there. European Court of Justice, for example, if any country is not satisfied with the Supreme Court, with the High Court, or maybe it's an international matter like terrorism, borders matter, terrorism matter, or maybe smuggling. So it can be heard in European Court of Justice. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So
Climate change.
what is this Privy Council?
No idea. Never heard.
Privy Council. Kinza, please read.
The juridical committee of the Privy Council is the final court of appeal for certain Commonwealth countries. Their decisions are also important to cases heard in the UK as they persuasive influence over hearing concerning points of law applicable under the UK's jurisdiction. Jurisdiction.
The first word was judicial, and the last word is jurisdiction. Okay. What are they saying? That Judicial Committee of the Privy Council is the final court of appeal for certain Commonwealth countries. Now, what is a Commonwealth country? We discussed this in the last class.
Yeah, Commonwealth country, like if you're ruling another country as well. Like UK is also ruling other countries.
The countries in which British have ruled in the past.
In the past, and they are ruling currently as well. There are some countries that fall under the jurisdiction of UK. Why? Because they still have their rule over that country.
But in the if they were ruling in the past, so they were ruling Pakistan also. But we are not Commonwealth country for them.
No
so it's
more.
the present one.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are no more Commonwealth countries. Their decisions are also important to cases heard in the UK as they have persuasive influence over hearings concerning points of law applicable under the UK's jurisdiction. So that's what the Privy Council does. It hears the Commonwealth issues, Commonwealth country issues. Okay?
Okay.
So here we go. We have winded up this chapter. Any questions till now? Anything which is not clear?
No, ma'am, everything is clear. A lot to learn, to be honest.
Yes, a lot to learn. It's theoretical. That's why there's a lot to learn. Moreover, as I told you earlier, it's a law exam, and to be honest, in F1 we are so much familiar with so many things because so many things were general knowledge, right? Through our we have experienced it. But in this paper, there would be so many new things that you have never heard of before. The new terminologies, the new kinds of cases, and okay, this also happens in UK. Okay, this happens. So there's a lot to learn and so many new terminologies. We also do not observe this kind of law in our surroundings. So it's kind of becomes a little bit difficult to accept it as a reality. Okay.
Sadly.
Yes. Okay, so we have a few questions here. Why don't you give it a try? Take good 5 minutes, try it right now, check the answers. Any question you're getting stuck in, ask.
I think, ma'am, I need a little revision of the chapter before proceeding to the quiz. It's a bit.
Maybe we should do it as a homework.
Okay. You can take your time. You can go home, revise this chapter, make your own notes so that it becomes easier for you to learn because there are so many courts and which court appeals, which court, what are the names of the judges. Okay, you can do that for homework and also try these sums, attempt these questions as well. 1, 2, and 3 from the question bank. Okay.
Okay.
Ma'am, where's the question bank? Here in the same book?
In the same textbook, when you turn to the last few pages, there is practice question bank.
Okay.
Have you shared the soft copy of the book?
No, I have not shared the soft copy of the book. Would you like to have one? Okay. Okay, so signing off for today. I'll be sharing this in the WhatsApp group. No worries. Till then, take care. See you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Oh, one more thing. Sorry. Can we change the time to 11 to 1? Is it fine for both of you?
Yes, ma'am. It's okay for me.
Right. So then it is 11 to 1. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.